Hi, everybody. Welcome back to our latest episode of Tech Talk. We are with Jennifer Carreno today. Jennifer is new to our school. Jennifer, probably the first time a lot of people are seeing you for the first time. We normally introduce people in our meetings. I know we did a little Zoom thing, but why don't you go ahead and take your time and tell us a little about yourself, how you got to Walnut High School and your journey so far.
Sure. Hi, guys. I started as a medical assistant and a phlebotomist, and I worked at a doctor's office in Orange for 9 years, and turned into the trainer at that location. So started pursuing education and started in the private sector with Everest College, and then moved over to the public sector with East San Gabriel Valley ROP. I've been with them for 9 years now. And mostly teaching adults and medical assisting. So I got to switch over to high school this year, and I just felt drawn to Walnut.
That was nice. Good to have you here. When you were teaching adults, did you guys experience? Did you have to shift? We shut down in March of last year to a virtual learning. Did you guys do the same where you were at?
We did, actually, and that was maybe the hardest part. Switching from in-class laboratory activities daily to trying to figure out how to do that virtually. They did a great job. I was the program director there, and so I was in charge of also helping them find work after, and they've been successful. So they're all out in the world working now.
So your first year teaching at a high school, and you get thrown into the fun task of being in distance learning. How's it been for you so far?
I have received a warm welcome from all of the Walnut family, so I'm incredibly grateful for that. Nelson has been spectacular. And then the students, I think the biggest thing I was worried about is I teach adults, so over 18-year-olds, and here I am now teaching 9th through 12th. And so I was worried a little bit about how the information I'm teaching would come across, but they have jumped right in, and it seems like they love it. I have really great bunch of kids.
Oh, that's good. So you finished last year off with the adults doing distance learning, and then you started here in distance learning. Did you have to sort of revamp what you were doing, or did you just build upon what you started in last spring and carried it into the fall?
So teaching medical assisting now, I'm teaching, or I was teaching medical assisting. Now I'm teaching health careers and the nursing pathway, which is a little different. So I kind of had to revamp everything. Having said that, it has been a whirlwind, whether I would be in person or at home. So I would have revamped anyway. So I guess it was a good time to start.
What kind of tools are you using? I want you, everybody that's watching this, I've seen some examples of Jennifer's stuff. It's fantastic. So can you just share some of your examples you're using in the classroom right now?
Sure. I feel very drawn to all of the Google applications. Let's do this one. And specifically because I am a Google certified educator. So as a Google certified educator, I feel drawn to all the Google apps. I feel very comfortable with Google Slides. And I've been creating a weekly virtual classroom, which has been pretty helpful. The students can click through on the calendar, gives them their morning question, and that's kind of how I do a check-in with them. And then their exit question is our SEL moment. And it kind of gives them a beginning and end of each day, kind of establishing that rhythm so they can kind of know what to expect. Then on the agenda, an example would be what we did earlier, which they made a Quizlet. They're working on studying for their final, and I kind of give them a time frame for that. Now, if they ever have any extra time, we have a relax room where they can go relax. That slide isn't working. And the extra hours where they can come hang out if they need to see me during tutorial. A birthday slide as well. Yeah, so that's just an example of what our week looks like. You can see that on Friday we're going to use our SEL room, and that is something that was shared in one of the SEL moments that you guys have seen previously. And that's just a way, because of my medical profession background, I care a lot about how their mental health is. And so every once in a while we need to like let them relax, but it also gives us as teachers time to grade and relax as well. So the SEL room is pretty fun. And then this Friday, they're gonna decorate a gingerbread house for extra credit. And that looks like this. So I have created these items, these virtual classrooms, virtual places that they can go. And I love Google Classroom because when you make it an assignment, it makes them their own document to work on. So I don't have to worry about someone messing up someone else's assignment.
Right.
And this one is pretty cool. They just get to decorate a gingerbread house. So I made that an extra credit assignment because if they feel like they need to study for their final instead or just do nothing for those 40 minutes, I'm totally okay with that. Like I said, I'm a big fan of making one big thing and giving it to Google Classroom to create their own assignment. Another example of that would be the digital career journal that my nursing pathway class has done so far. And that has a bunch of essays and builds it all together. So it's a notebook that they can work on with some of their choices. They also have a dream board. And so it was pretty interesting to see all of their dreams come together. I would give them time in class to work on that. And then lastly, my health careers class, we did a huge medical digital terminology notebook where I had them go through all the different systems with a bunch of words that will help them study for Mount SAC's Medi 90 challenge test that we're going to take in the spring. And I embedded some videos for them to watch with questions, but mostly it's about terminology. And they just completed that. So that's what I've been working on.
That's all amazing stuff. And I think just to reemphasize to the teachers watching this, these are all done on Google Slides, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
So I know we use slide decks. That was what we used for our back to school night and our welcome back to school thing for the parents and community. Mm-hmm. We use Slides Mania. Do you have a place you go to get your slides pre-made, or are you making these all from scratch?
So I like also Slides Mania. A couple of those that you saw started from Slides Mania, but I also use Slides Go. And believe it or not, there's a Bitmoji Facebook craze that's on Facebook app groups, and mm-hmm. I steal a lot of their information and say thank you every single time. They share a lot of good pre-made. You would just click the button and it'll download you a copy. Yeah, that's where I found the gingerbread house. Actually, that was not something I created all by myself.
I just think it's really, really cool that you're keeping that SEL factor. Really, especially during these times where these kids really aren't getting a chance to see face to face. That there's just a totally different world they're living in. So I think it's really cool that you're keeping that in mind as well.
Yeah, I feel like the students need that connection and support, and then a reminder that it's okay to relax, especially the seniors that I know they're applying for college and everything is stressful. So just 40 minutes to do absolutely nothing, please. Come back to me refreshed. It's really been helpful. I can tell.
Good. So eventually, maybe not this year, maybe next year, but whenever, we're going to come back to school. Mm-hmm. you started your whole career off here at Walnut in distance learning. What are you going to take from distance learning and sort of transition? What are you going to bring back?
So I'm a huge fan of Google Classroom because of the grades, and again, like I said, I can send one set of an assignment and it'll make a copy for every student. With that, I can kind of watch in real time as they're editing the documents. So I like that. Another thing we've been doing, another type of online scenario thing, it's an app through Shadow Health, which I'm also using for school for me. I'm currently also going to school. So I'm using the scenarios that I'm using there also with the students, and we were able to assess a patient. I'm looking forward to coming back to my big smart board and assessing patients on the screen there. I've got some good anatomy softwares that I can use with them in person, but I definitely love technology, and I know the students do as well. So bringing any kind of tech to them just to keep them engaged is my goal.
So some teachers could be watching this and saying, this is very difficult. I don't know if I could do something like this. Can you sort of share, because I know we're always making mistakes as we're doing this. Can you share one of your sort of hiccups, mistakes that you did while setting one of these up?
I think not too long ago with the digital terminology notebook, I shared a copy that didn't have the links correct. So the students already started working on it, and I had to resend a link. Hey, use this one, not that one. And I helped them transfer some of the information over. I feel like as teachers, we're allowed to make mistakes, and students understand they make mistakes too. So as I'm glad I caught it when it was like in the first couple pages and not towards the end. So
right.
Yeah.
A ton of great information, but we always like to, and especially for you, you're brand new to the Mustang family. We kind of want to get to know you a little bit better. So I will ask a question here. What is your favorite candy bar, or your candy, like your go-to? We just had Halloween a couple of weeks ago.
So this is weird, but I don't really like chocolate so much. So I can only have chocolate, which is weird. That's not a normal person thing. I usually can have some kind of chocolate if it has something in it. So like Snickers or Kit Kat, but not just a square of chocolate. I would say no, thank you.
What about like just like Skittles or any other kind of candies?
Oh, okay. Like that. Let me think.
We'll open it up.
No, I'm not a big sweets person. If you tell me favorite bag of chips, I could tell you a bunch, but
okay, go ahead. Let's go chips then.
Okay, then I would say the sour cream and cheddar ruffles are my favorite.
That's actually what my wife leans towards. Yeah, I'm more of a plain chip guy. Barbecue is probably as dangerous as I go. I don't know. I try and keep it plain. I don't know what is it about the cheddar cream or sour cream cheddar ruffles that are good?
I don't know. They're just maybe nostalgic for me. I lived in Merced, California. It's pretty far, and we would travel on the way up to visit family, and we would always, that would be what I got on the car ride. That's our gas station stop treat. So maybe
I have family in the Central Valley as well. I know that drive is not the most fun for a kid. Not a lot to do. Well, Jennifer, thank you for joining us. And something else to know, by you joining our campus, I think you just made like the 25th Jennifer we have on campus.
I know.
There's so many.
Yeah,
but
a lot of us.
We're super glad to have you here. You're doing amazing things. Thank you for joining us, and for everybody watching, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. See you.